family. How y'all doing, fam? How you doing, family? How's your intuition doing, fam? So, fam, that's what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about our intuition and trusting our intuition. So yesterday I was thinking about what to talk about and how to, what is it that made my intuition stronger? Because, listen, this intuition stuff is starting to be fun, fam. It's starting to be fun. So I was thinking about what is it that's made my intuition stronger? And I was just thinking about it. And I recall in 2022, going through the whole dark night of the soul again and, going through a difficult process and healing, a lot of self-love. And that is actually what made my intuition stronger. Self-love. I know it sounds like, whatever, but that is what, listen, when I got to the place of healing and really like loving myself, it was almost like I was gifted with like a stronger intuition. Disconnecting, removing people that will confuse my energy out of my energy, and healing and loving myself and, forgiving myself and all of these things, right? And before I knew it, my intuition was like, I'm talking about on point. And I mentioned it, it was last year I was talking about it, where at first I was just really excited at how I was just like seeing through things, seeing through people, even things from the past I start thinking about it when I was able to see it clearly. And it was just like, it was so exciting. But then it pissed me the hell off because I started to see through people, And, I vented a little bit about it, but I'm glad I want to give y'all a story now, but I couldn't have talked about it then because I'd have been probably on here calling people all kinds of B words and P words and FB words and like, listen. So it's a good thing that I, sat my ass down. I vented a little bit, but I didn't really go in, right? And I'm never going to go in. I'm just going to share my story. I'm going to give y'all an example of how the intuition really works and how it talks to you. So, fam, 20-something years ago, okay, I was in my 20s at the time. 20-something years ago, I was hanging out with a friend guy of mine on my birthday. That's another sign, 10/22, it was my birthday. We decided we go into the club for my birthday. So he picked me up, and it was another one of our friends in the car too. And he had to go stop to, like, I guess, chat with one of his friends, one of his homeboys, before we went out. So he went and pulled up to a parking lot, and his friend met up with him there. The friend got out, they was outside of the car talking, and I'm sitting in the car. Now the friend noticed me in the car and came over to the car and introduced herself and shook my hand or whatever. And my friend, as he was introducing himself to me, my friend was behind him like, obviously he was concerned about me talking to his friend. For whatever reason, he was concerned about it. So he was trying to see what was going on behind him, like, okay, I'm not finna be picking at people, okay? So the friend, after he said hi to me, he walked back over to him, and they were off to the side, outside the car talking. I could still see him, I could still hear him. And his friend asked him, he's like, where y'all going? Because of course, I was looking fly, you know how I do. So the friend asked him, he like, where y'all going? And then my friend was like, I'm about to take my girl to the club for her birthday. And I'm like, your girl? What? When did I become your girl? When did that happen? But I wasn't gonna like embarrass the man or nothing like that, because clearly he wanted to impress his friend, right? So fam, listen to me. For some reason, That scenario and that moment has been clear in my head for 20 some years. And it wasn't until last year, until when my intuition really took off, that I was able to really sit back and try to figure out, why is this so clear? Like, for some reason. I mean, I could remember their facial expressions. I remember everything. This is 20 something years ago, fam. I remember everything. I don't even remember what club we went to later. I don't remember nothing, but I remember that scenario, that moment. I remember. I even remember the expression of his friend when he said to his friend, he was like, I'm about to take my girl to the club for her birthday, right? When he did that, the friend's expression was like, so the friend, like maybe like the friend was jealous or something. I don't even know the friend, so I don't know why he was jealous, but there was something with the dynamic there, like a competitive friendship, like sneak dissing type of, like not really friends type thing. There was something there that I didn't even analyze or think about, but for some reason, this memory has been, anytime I would see one of them or two, like both of them, and there would be moments where that scene would just pop into my head, just as clear as can be. And it wasn't until, like I said, when my intuition really started to spike, that one day I just was like, why do I remember that so clearly? I've had things happen in my life more recent than that, and I don't remember it that clearly. Why do I remember that so clearly? Their faces, everything. And what that was, fam, was my intuition was trying to tell me, pay attention to those two. Pay attention to those two. There's something significant maybe that's going to happen in the future, or something you might need to know about those two. Pay attention to those two. And what did I discover, fam? These two individuals were talking down on me, talking shit about my channel, trying to plot on me, trying to compete with me, trying to set up illusions and play mind games. And right now, though, fam, right now, they scared, fam. They're shaking in the Air Force Ones. They scared, fam, because they know I know and see through them, but they don't know how and what, and what specific detail. They don't know exactly what I know, but they know I know. So they're trying to find new and creative ways to get in my energy, to sneak into my energy, to get my attention. Still trying to set up illusions and pretend that they are unbothered and living a dream when listen, new creative ways, it's not creative, because fam, I'm gonna tell you like this. Once I discovered who these individuals were, I already knew what their next moves. Once I knew that they knew that I saw through them, I already knew what their next moves were gonna be. I knew what kind of little things they were gonna try to do. I already knew it. So I'm not 10 steps ahead of these folks, fam. I'm light years ahead of them. See straight through them. Like I said, they're trying to pretend that they're living a dream when they're actually living a nightmare. It really sucks to be them right now. It does. And fam, I'm not here to pick at nobody and laugh at nobody's karma, because that's not the way it goes, right? But I just don't really have much sympathy for these people. I just don't have no sympathy for them. And that is why you shouldn't mess with people who mind their business. You shouldn't mess with nice people or kind people or people that show you respect, because you don't know what it takes for them to be those types of people or to have become that type of person, right? You don't mess with nice people, because I'm going to tell you like this. As nice and as soft and as sweet and as fragile as you think we are, our savage cutoff side can be just as intense, if not more intense. So you just don't mess with good people. You just don't do it, right? You know, fam, I took the betrayal like a champ. You know what I'm saying? I took it like a champ. I took the knife in the back, you know. massaged it out, healed it up, got a little therapy, and came back stronger. So I'm not here to clown them. They can do it too. They can come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? They'll be all right. They'll be all right. But like I say, I'm not here to clown nobody, but people like this has to learn. You have to learn that when you come for an attack and disrespect people such as us and such as myself, who's not even just nice people or kind people, but people who actually are doing what they were guided to do. People who were actually obedient enough to follow the guidance and do what they were guided to do, regardless of how, because like I said, I mentioned to you all before, I didn't even want to create this channel and talk about these things and my experiences because of fear of judgment from these earth-dwelling beings. Yeah, earth-dwelling. I mean, I know I live here too, but I'm not of this world. I'm in this world. They are of this world. So in fear of judgment from these earth-dwelling beings is why we sometimes don't want to share our true selves. But people such as me, who was obedient enough to follow the guidance, to actually be myself. When you attack and disrespect people like that, like myself, you're not just attacking and disrespecting me. You disrespecting who sent me. And then they wonder why they feel the way they feel and they're going through the things they're going through. Because you don't want that smoke, right? And the crazy thing is, I like I said, I took the betrayal like a champ, but they're not even dealing with betrayal from me. They're not even dealing with the same thing I've had to deal with. The only thing they're dealing with is the return to sender. I mean, that's all I did. All I did was declare. I declare that whatever you sent my way, however you tried to make me feel, whatever that was, it's going back. That's all I said. So if you cannot handle what you put out, that would be why you should not put out nothing that you don't want to get back. Some of us are not here for your treat us any kind of way you want to pleasure. We're not here for that, right? Some of us, when we treat you with respect, that is what you should give back. And if you don't give it back, the universe gonna take it and give it to us anyway. That's just how it works. You know what? Let me stop. Yeah, I feel like I'm being a jerk. My ancestors gonna whoop me, fam. I'm gonna get in trouble. But fam, this is the experience that these people gave me with them. So all I'm doing is responding to the experience. I was thinking about this whole situation and I was just like, these dudes out here acting like they man of the decade. Y'all ever seen that episode of Martin when he won the Man of the Decade award? I gotta look that up. Probably post it. I need to see the speech he gave when he won the award. That's the kind of speech I feel like giving these days. I swear I'm gonna have to go find that to laugh. But they out here acting like man of the decade, right? But if you man of the decade, right? And you got it, you got all the women and all the money, right? If you man of the decade, right? And I ain't nobody, right? Now, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing, you know what I'm saying? If anything, I need you. You know what I'm saying? You don't need me. I ain't nobody. If you man of the decade, why are you trying to compete with a single mother massage therapist? Like what part of the game is that? You trying to compete. You man of the decade, you got all the money, all the everything, but you trying to compete with a single mother massage therapist. And it's because you actually think I'm weak. That's why. You think I'm weak and soft, and you didn't know that I can get a little rough around the edges. I grew up with 5 boys. I got 5 brothers and a dad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get no nurturing. I didn't have no mom, right? So I can get a little rough around the edges when I need to, But if someone wants to attack and like compete and mess with someone who they think is weak or weaker than them, then what does that say? Ugh. That's all I got to say. Ugh. No, that's not all I got to say. That's some punk ass behavior. That's some punk ass behavior, right? If you want to attack somebody who you feel is weaker than you, and they think they're cute. And to think, fam, these are people that I actually, at one time, I thought they was real ones, fam. Real ones. Real what? They real something. I can call them a few real things, but it ain't real ones. You know what? Let me stop being shady, because I think my ancestors, I'm going to get in trouble. Let me stop. But fam, that's an example of how the intuition will speak to you. It will like keep like showing you something, and it almost comes off as nagging you. Sometimes that's how the intuition comes off, like it's nagging you, nagging, right? Sometimes it comes off as confusion, right? But even when it comes off, you know, it usually starts off as like you don't get it, like something ain't right. It's usually still you're still in a calm energy. Like when you're overthinking and, you know, like concerned and worried, even if it's your intuition, it's hard to tell because you're going through too much. That's why I said the key to a strong intuition is self-love and healing. When you actually really when you get into that self-love and you learn to really love yourself, fam, you learn to trust yourself. And then when you trust yourself, what? You trust your intuition, fam. So, yeah, it comes off in these ways. Sometimes it even comes off in a physical way. Like it'll come off like in the gut. You feel uneasy in the gut. Something don't feel right. You know, or after you hang out with somebody, they look like they good. Their energy is good and you kind of like a little drained, or you just don't feel something missing or not feel satisfied. You got to check your feelings, your energy. After you hang out with people, sleep with people, you got to check your energy, you know, check into how you feel. And that's usually your intuition talking to you, fam. Right? So it ain't no whole list of things to do to increase your intuition. The key and the thing that will increase your intuition to the highest extent is self-love and healing, fam. Because through all of the journey, in the beginning, all of the symptoms, everything I was going through, it wasn't until I went through a real self-love and healing phase that my intuition just took off, fam. It just took off. You know? I don't have a whole lot to say, but one thing I do also want to mention, because this is something that I've been thinking about. A lot of times when I talk in videos and I mention how we attract, because many of us, we're empathic type of beings, we attract wounded people, like I was mentioning that. And I feel like I may even sound a little judgmental about people being wounded. And let me just get one thing straight. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you being wounded. We've all had wounds and things, even from childhood stuff. So there's nothing wrong with the fact that you are a wounded person or you are wounded right now. It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that you are a bad person. I don't know if I feel like I may have come off judgmental when I talk about people being wounded. I've been wounded, so it's not that. You being wounded ain't a problem. I personally have no problem with even trying to help heal someone who's wounded. Encouragement, love, and kindness. Like I'm here for that. I'm here for that. As long as you ain't no snake. Other than that, you staying the hell away from me. I don't care. Take your wounds and go over there. If you a backstabber, you take your wounds and go somewhere else and heal yourself. Other than that, I have nothing but love for people. They're going through things, whatever. If you're a wounded individual, doesn't mean you're a bad. There's nothing wrong with being wounded. something is wrong, though. What I do have a problem, though, with is you trying to wound us because you're wounded. You're going to get the hell on with that. You're not going to try to wound us because of your own insecurities. You can get the hell on with that, right? So I just want to get that clear. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the fact that you're going through something, you're hurt, or you're wounded, but acknowledge that and work on that. Even admit that, if anything. But don't be out here trying to take out those wounds and wound other people because you're wounded. Like, no. You're going to get the hell on with that, like I said. Aside from that, the other thing I wanted to say before I end this video, fam, is one of the ways that I've discovered to become your greatest version and to become unstoppable is to use your experiences that you have with people to do things like create content and even help others. Use your experiences, your negative experiences, to do something positive. That's what you call alchemy, and that's what you call manifesting, and that's what you call becoming unstoppable and becoming your greatest version. I hope I said everything I wanted to say in this video. I gotta go do some stuff. So fam, I hope you enjoyed the message. I'll see y'all next time. Peace and blessings.